you know,
Folk? No.
it might be.
Yeah.
You know, you like to research a lot of ancient texts, obviously. You refer to the lost books and that kind of thing. And one of the key players in the ancient world was Enoch. Well, in the 1970s, there was a guy named Dr. J.J. Hurtak who wrote a book called The Keys of Enoch.
Right.
And in that book, he has a map that shows 12 sacred sites that ring the earth, sort of like a pearl necklace of sacred sites. The Great Pyramid of Giza is the centerpiece. Then you've got a place in Mongolia, center of the Atlantic, Hawaii, the usual kind of places. And then he shows 2 areas that he says are going to become the sort of the hot zones when the Great Awakening occurs, like people talk about in terms of the millennium and that sort of thing. One is in the Four Corners area of the U.S. The other is on a corridor running from Lexington, Kentucky to Nashville, Tennessee. Now, what's intriguing about that is what it suggests to me is that Enoch supposedly knew about these 12 ancient sites going back into the ancient world. So maybe the reason why Nashville has this stuff going on now is because a long time ago it was already known as one of these key 12 sites around the planet. And now today it's coming alive again. And we have these temples here. People come to Nashville. It's a center for Bible publishing on the planet.
Right.
Not Rome, not Jerusalem, Nashville, the buckle of the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of spiritual energy here. People come to Nashville, they're like, move to Nashville, it's like, why am I here? What am I doing here? And to me, I just think that it's because of that spiritual component of what we've got going on
William,
here.
your latest book is called Revelation 2012. What's going to happen in 2012?
More of what's happening now. No, I mean, 2012 is a pivotal moment as far as a lot of people are concerned. It's the end of a 5,000-year-old Mayan calendar. I mean, something happened 5,000 years ago when the Mayan calendar was initiated. That's when the first dynasty of Egypt was founded. That's when Krishna died. You also have the Glastonbury Tor was also built there in England. It's a very pivotal time, and now those 5,000 years are up. December 21st, 2012, the Mayans say is the end of that calendar. It's also the end of a 26,000-year cosmic cycle, and they say this is going to be a moment of cosmogenesis, of rebirth and renewal. That's just the beginning of it.
Yeah, you've traveled to a lot of these sites, like Stonehenge, for example. What was the purpose of Stonehenge? Do you have any clue about that?
Probably an astronomical calendar would be my guess.
Yeah.
Marker of a Earth energy site as well, a place where you can just go
Right,
get
I'd
kind
heard
of
it was
tuned up.
a healing place too, that some of the pagan traditions they had.
Right.
They ran water through it, and
Oh, really?
And the person would crawl up in a little circular hole there, and be healed of whatever their malady was.
Wow. Yeah, Stonehenge is cool. I really enjoyed going there. It's it's a lot smaller than you think when you see pictures of it. Just kind of sitting there on the side of the interstate.
Did you say you saw there was a crop circle near there?
Yes.
Or something
Yeah.
recently?
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of crop circle was it?
Well, it was a 8-petaled flower, or ninja star is the name they've given to it. It's about 300 feet across, and actually I feel stuff. When I get around like certain Egyptian statues or temples, all of a sudden my heart chakra, it's like a dowsing rod. It just opens up. It's just something that happens. Something that happened after I went to Egypt one time. And so actually I felt the crop circle before we even saw it. So it's like emanating this incredible field, and then you enter into this, and you know, like the first time you see the Great Pyramid, you're dealing with something a whole other deal there.
Whole new level.
Whole new level, exactly. There's just no way that, come on, Egyptian slaves did not build those pyramids. Not happening. Same kind of feeling when you get into a crop circle. It's like, okay, I don't know who did this, but they're not hanging out at Walmart.
What's the guy in Egypt that's the
Dr.
curator?
Zahi Hawass.
Zahi Hawass. He's on coast to coast a lot.
Right.
And he probably doesn't like your theories so much, because I mean he wants to promote the theory that the Egyptians built the pyramids, and maybe they did, but
sure,
if they did, they had some advanced technology to do it, right?
Right. Yeah, Zahi. Because I tread where he won't go. I'll bring up the A word, Atlantis, and drives him just insane. You know, he's got a monopoly there. He's got a heck of a deal going, and doesn't want anything to jeopardize that. He's an accomplished guy on his own, but he also wants to be a world famous media star too. And so those are kind of two. Being the curator of the Egyptian Antiquities Organization, being a media star, I'm not sure they go together because, I don't know. I just think that if you're either going to be a researcher and you're going to do the work, or you're going to be the people that tell people about it.
Yeah, some of these live discoveries are a little suspicious when he breaks through and, oh, there's a sarcophagus. Oh, wow.
Right, exactly.
It's like you think, well, maybe they were in there before.
Exactly.
They kind of knew they were going to find something.
But, on the other hand, he is calling a lot of attention to Egypt, bringing a lot of people there. That's very important. And so I tip my hat off to him for all the work that he does with that.
Absolutely. Now, Edgar Cayce had said that the Library of Alexandria was beneath the paws of the Sphinx.
The Hall of Records, yeah.
Hall of Records.
The Hall of Records, yeah. That's sort of that's the big deal in Egypt. Herodotus was a historian who said that there's a 1,500-room labyrinth beneath the Great Pyramid. You got a king's chamber in the Great Pyramid that's made of these 250 and 300-ton red granite blocks. It's absolutely massive. That Great Pyramid has room for 40 king's chambers.
Wow.
We found one. Okay.
Now, isn't the king's chamber? There's a stone coffer in there that's the same dimensions as the Ark of the Covenant.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's got to be some kind of related type technology.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no doubt that much of the biblical stuff comes from the Great Pyramid.
We got about a minute left. Can you tell us about the Spear of Destiny in a minute?
Yeah, the Spear of Destiny. In legend, it's the spear that pierced the side of Jesus when he's on the cross. But when you see the drawings of it, like, for example, Heinrich Himmler had a drawing of it, the Nazi second in command to Adolf Hitler, and it looked like a particle accelerator, a modern-day particle accelerator, a weapons system. You just have to wonder, well, wait a minute, how did they get, somebody's telling a story here. And you just wonder who's really telling the truth.
Wasn't Hitler trying to find this?
Yeah, and so was FDR. And the reason both FDR and Hitler were looking for the secrets of the Holy Grail is because they knew those secrets could be weaponized. They knew that what you're dealing with is not the fairy tale cartoon character stuff that you get in church. What Jesus and the disciples were dealing with was hardcore esoteric science that could be used for peaceful purposes, to create a paradise on this planet, or unfortunately those secrets could be weaponized.
Right, most technology could be used for good or evil.
Exactly.
Well, William, we're at the end of the program. It's been my pleasure to
Likewise,
have you
thank you, Tony.
On Mystery Us. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, yeah.